and welcome along. My name is Sam and this is my story. I am of course on Letton Farm. It is my farm, and I finished the mowing of the grass for the hay. So we got the hay bob out today, and we're going to. I've already done the hay in one field. We've got this field, and we've got the field at the other side of the barns there to go. So let's start it up and drop it down. There we are. So we're gonna get these two tethered up today with the bob. And this is quite a nice little bob. It was something I forgot when I cut these, and in fact when I cut the field that you saw me doing last time, was that this actually keeps the windrows. So something for my own future reference more than anything is I need to remember to actually use the swather on my mower when I'm doing even the hay cutting, because it keeps the rows. It means that we can still continue to go round. This is a bit. I forgot there was a bump in the field around this corner. Should be all right, but it might be a little bit fun to get the baler up there in a bit. But yes, so the whole reason for having the swather on the mower is because we don't need to actually windrow anything, because our mower windrows it as we do it with the swather. I have of course forgotten this, and now every job now the hay is taking me twice as long. But it's not an overly long job, and you know, it's not too bad. But it's sort of one of those things where I came to it. I brought the swather and I went. I went to grab my hay bob and I went, oh no, I should have swathed this. So yeah, it's all right. Doesn't matter. As I said, it does just mean that we it costs us a bit more because we have to drive that much further. We have to drive twice as far to do it. But it'll be all right. We'll be fine. This will save us a whole load of money that we would otherwise have to use to buy bales. So I'm okay with that. What we will probably end up doing in next video, I think, is baling all this up. So yeah, we're sort of working through the end of this month. I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned at the start of this. It is May 17th today, and yeah, we are getting towards the end of the summer, but this is all the summer work. So we tend to spend, I want to spend a few videos sort of going through this and going through the stuff that we do. And yeah, because it's an important aspect of the farm. This is the bit that sort of helps us along and keeps us going and keeps the cows going, which is the important bit, especially as we're coming into calving season. More cows means that we'll end up with more money coming into the farm, which is always a positive thing for us. There we go. So one more headland to do, and then we'll get these rows done. As I said, it's not an overly long job to do to get this tethered up and done into hay. It's already looking drier, which is good, but it'll take a few days for it actually to dry out properly. So it'll be a few days before I come and bale this up. In the meantime, what we will probably do is get these silage bales, the grass for the silage cut as well, and once we've done that, what we can do is we can get that baled up, and getting that baled up will then mean that we'll probably end up doing a couple of videos on. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll bale and wrap, and then bale. We should then be in a position to bale this. It should be very doable at that point. So there we go, and down. There we are. Yeah, so we should be able to get this baled up at that point. And then it's just a case of getting it all back to the yard. And then we're into the summer. Which is going to be a lot of... it gets into a lot of maintenance at that point. So we're going to be, you know, sort of doing the last fertilising on our crops and that kind of thing. And then towards the end of the summer, we should get into the whole harvesting. Harvest, hopefully, will get started late summer. And we only have 3 wheels, 3 fields. The winter wheat will be the first thing that we cut, I should think, and the last thing we cut, I think, will probably be the soybeans. So yeah, with our barley in the middle, and we're going to do straw with both the spring barley and the winter wheat. Both of those we need to create bales from. We should have enough straw bales to get us through to that point for the cows. And then after that, you know, we should be in a good position, so not too worried. It is mucking up my rows a little bit, this bob, as I do my turn, but the next turn's always interesting because we're going round the tree. So we go up and round the tree, and then we go back up and round the tree again. Just the way that this tree sits in the field has just the easiest way to do the whole thing. There we go. Right, and back. And down. Yeah. So the hay bob works well. And I'm quite... Yeah, it's a great hay bob in saving us time. We don't, as I said, we don't really windrow anything around here simply because with this we're either doing it. Well, we should swath it really with the mower when we cut it in the first place, which, as I said at the beginning of the video, I completely forgot to do. Right, so we're going to go round and back, and yeah, so yeah, should have done that, but never mind. It's then a case of yeah, it's basically a huge time-saving piece of equipment. This together with our swather. So, yeah. There we go. And it does. It's great to have something that both teads and rows when you need it to. I'm going to go down the middle of here, and we should have enough. Yeah, you can see we've got just about enough width. And we're basically I'm just trying to merge this row in at the moment. So we've got a little bit extra, and I just want to try and make sure that we reduce as much as possible the work we have to do. Cows are doing well at the moment. There's I think it's going to be a good calving season. They're all nice and fit and healthy, and we have a few that should calf. I mean, you know, it being a dairy farm, they should all calf, so we'll see how it goes. Not always that 100% success rate that you would want, but I will keep you posted on that and how well that is going. Yeah, you see, we've merged that now into a... Oh, I thought I'd merged that into an extra row. I'm going to head back up this row here and see if we can just merge that little bit in. I mean, anything we miss will eventually just rot down and fertilise the field anyway. Yeah, there we go. Let's just merge that in. Lift it up. There we go. So only 3 more strips to do here, and then we can move on to the other field. actually. Oh, I'm not going to try that. I'll bring us down to the end of the field, but it'll be fine. Yeah, and then we'll go and hit the other field quickly and get that done as well. I'd say this is a successful day. Merge that in. There we go. Actually, we're not merging. Never mind. Right, so last trip on this field, and then we do have one other field to do. And yeah, as I said, this will then need a few days to dry out. And what we tend to do in the time that this is drying out, as I said, is we get on with the silage bales. So next time we'll be back to doing some mowing. This time using the swather, and well, actually no, because we have just done a video mowing. So what I'll do is I'll get the silage stuff done separately, or the silage cut done separately, and then when we come back, what we'll do is we'll bale that up and wrap that, I think. Well, you know, actually, let me know. Would you like to see? Would you like to see the next cut, or would you prefer I went straight on and showed you the baling up of the silage bales ready to wrap? Because I'm very aware then that, of course, we'll be almost doing back-to-back baling of bales, baling of stuff as well. And we can wrap the silage bales in the meantime, but certainly the bales will be. I think I know what I'm going to do for the next few videos on the farm. I think what we'll do is I will get the silage grass cut, and then next time I will get those baled up, and then for the video after we'll get them wrapped, and I'll get them all back to, you know, we'll let them, because they'll take a little while to ferment anyway, so we'll leave them in the field initially, and I'll get the hay baled up, and then what we'll do after that is we'll load it. And that gives you guys a variety, and means that I'm not, you know, showing the same thing over and over. Which just sort of keeps things fresh. And you guys get to see, you know, using the equipment rather than sort of everything happening at once. Or everything getting a bit repetitive. I mean, there's the thing about farming. Farming is, by its very nature, a repetitive thing. You do the same thing over and over, and trying to get the best results out of it each time. And even when you're doing grass work, you know, the difference between hay and silage is one you ted before you bale it, and the other you wrap after you bale it. So yeah, it's there's not a massive difference in the two jobs. Beyond that, I mean, the results are massively different. Really massively different. But the actual stuff that you do for the most part of it, not that different. You know, if we're baling hay or we're baling grass, we're using the same methods and the same techniques. And that's, you know, really what I want to show you guys is those methods and those techniques that we're using. We will do, what we can then do actually is when we come to do this again at the end of the summer, we can switch it. We can bale the hay, and we can cut the well, I was gonna say we can cut the silage grass, but to be perfectly honest, it's not going to be much, you know, it's not going to look much difference to the mowing we've done now. Other than it'll be deeper. You know, we'll be dealing with deeper stuff. But yeah. And we tend to, although it being summer, we do hay exclusively. So the summer fields, we will be tedding everything. We'll be using the hay bob on everything. And then when it comes to the end of the autumn, that's when we do almost exclusively silage bales. But we have 6 grass fields here. The 4 that are centered around this barn complex here, which is sort of we don't actually own this barn. We have access to we own all the fields around it, but we've never we don't actually own the barn. It was sold to another farmer a few years ago, actually with these fields. And when we came to the bar, when we came to buy the farm, he'd got these fields up for grabs. He had no need for 4 meadows like this, and you can see from the position of the number of trees and things in it that they're not really great for doing arable work on these fields. So yeah, so we sold these, and as we were doing a fairly large cow setup. Certainly for the size of farm we're in, we said yes, please. We'll take those, and added these 4 fields. And because they're meadowland, of course, they were also a fair amount cheaper than purely agricultural land, and of course, therefore, have that stipulation on them. We're not able to use them as for crops like that. We have to keep them as grass fields, which, you know, one day might get removed. But to be perfectly honest, as I said, you couldn't really. Certainly, you know, this one is not a good candidate for doing for making purely arable, because that bush in the middle is just takes up a huge chunk of the field. So you'd have to remove all of that kind of stuff, and it's yeah. And we need the grass, to be honest. You know, it's not like we have plans to do that, simply because it's for us it's actually unworkable. It's actually not a route that we want to go down, because it would actually harm us for what we're trying to do, for what we need. I think we'd actually make more money off silage bales than we would turning these arable. There's quite a lot of farmers these days have access to a BGA and things like that. We don't have anything like that in this area, and I'm not looking to sort of farm silage anytime soon. And we do have a silage clamp, but we use it to we actually use it to store the bales. It's quite a good barn for that. So yeah, no need for that. Right, and round. So we're almost there. Last couple of rows to do, and that will then finish us for the hay for today. Oh, missed the lever. We might eventually replace this hay bob, but to be perfectly honest, it's really useful. I mean, massively so. For our setup, for what we have. Right, and last bit. There we go. There's a chunk down here. Just going to run along here. make sure we just sort of clean the ends up on here. There we are. Right, so that is the hay made for the springtime. We're gonna, as I said, we're gonna leave this for a few days, let this dry out a bit. I'm gonna get the grass for silage cut, and so next time we will be baling grass, ready to wrap. And but for this time, for now, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.